I've done a lot in my young age of being an online coach, being an entrepreneur, being a business owner. I've worked with hundreds of different coaches when it comes to starting, building, and growing their coaching businesses at different and various stages. And if I have to say, one of the biggest things holding a lot of coaches back over the course of that time, over the course of my 10 years being in this industry now, is most coaches have a secret underlying addiction. I'm going to share about it, talk about it in this video, just to be able to diagnose if you also may have this addiction, how you can solve it, how you can overcome it, how you can diagnose it firstly, how you can, if you have this issue, have this addiction, how you can overcome it, and how you can kind of escape so you can grow, build, and scale your coaching business much quicker without having it, right? Because as we all know, addictions, it's not Wolf of Wall Street. They're not really serving us, they're not really helping us. So let's dive deep into it. See, one of the biggest problems a lot of coaches have when they're starting off is they're struggling for leads, they're struggling for sales, they're struggling for cash flow into their business. And the reason a lot of the time this is because they're addicted to dopamine. They're addicted to the dopamine of being kind of given a pat on the back, an imaginary pat on the back by people they know, their old colleagues, their friends, their mom, their dad, their parents, whoever it might be, right? Like, they're addicted to dopamine, the dopamine of pleasing people. They're addicted people pleasers, right? And I am a criminal people pleaser. Something I had to work on a lot to manage, to overcome and deal with, right? But when it comes to creating this content, when it comes to building your coaching business, when it comes to starting, when it comes to wanting to grow, it's one of the worst things you can do. Because when you are a people pleaser, when you're trying to be a people pleaser, when you're trying to be addicted to dopamine, and when you are addicted to dopamine, it does one thing for you, which is not serving you. It makes your content, it makes your message messy, it makes your vision out here extremely blurry and extremely confusing. Like, you have this vision, you have this thing, you want to help certain types of people, you want to help people move forward, you want to help them get amazing results, which is fantastic. I applaud you for that. The big issue, however, is if you're trying to be a people pleaser, if you're trying to chase dopamine when it comes to building your coaching business, two things are going to happen. The first one, which is huge, is you're going to make your content, you're going to make your message, you're going to make all of these things, one, super confusing, right? You're not going to be able to speak to one person you really want to help with. It's not going to be clear, it's going to be messy, it's going to be confusing. Because it makes it messy, because it makes it confusing, you're going to try and speak to everyone and you're going to attract no one. You're going to be trying to make sure your content is approved by the trainers, other coaches. You're going to want to make sure your content is approved by your parents, your family, your colleagues, your girlfriend, your partner, whoever it might be, right? This is a mistake. Because if you're trying to speak to everyone with your content, you're going to speak to no one, you're going to attract no one, you're not going to build your business, right? That's the first big mistake. The second big mistake is a broader mistake. But if you're trying to listen to everyone, guess what? There's 8 billion people on planet Earth. And if I was to hazard a guess, you probably have, 1,000 people in your life, right? from somewhere or another. Like, the average person has around 1,000 Facebook friends. You probably know, at the very minimum, 100 people, maybe probably bigger, right? Even if you know 100 people in your day-to-day, in your month, in your year, you probably you speak to 100 different people, right? As a real minimum. Imagine you try and listen to all of these 100 people. You take your dopamine from speaking to these 100 people and trying to take their advice when it comes to your business, your vision, your mission, right? It's going to do one thing. It's going to make your vision, it's going to make your processes extremely confusing. And if you're confused, how on earth can you expect to sell high-ticket coaching programs on the internet to strangers if you are confused with your vision, if you're confused with where you want to go? Because you're going to have different people you're trying to listen to give you different pieces of advice, right? Someone's going to say charge low ticket. Someone's going to say charge mid ticket. Someone's going to say charge like £100, £200. Someone's going to say charge £1,000, right? All of these different visions, all of these different things for your business. You're trying to, if you're trying to do that, if you're trying to chase dopamine with your business, you're going to get lost, you're going to get confused, and you're not going to drive things forward. Like, the reason our clients do so well, and if you want to get visual proof for our clients and how well they do with the system we show them to use, we literally have hundreds hundreds of like thousands of WhatsApp messages and screenshots from clients, and sharing their wins, their record weeks, their record months, record days. We have hundreds of video testimonials and video reviews and feedback from our clients, right? So there's something there. There's some kind of proof, right? The biggest piece of proof I can leave you with from today's video is the reason they do well is they have one system, one process, the one thing they're following. We set out a vision at the beginning, and they have this big project and this big goal that they're chasing and working towards, which removes the emotions, it removes the stress, it removes the anxiety, makes it super easy to be lasered in, have one clear vision, and block out the noise here on this lane, and just be lasered in, right? Lasered in on your vision, lasered in on your goal. When you do that, it's so much easier to grow, so much easier to build, so much easier to have a fun time building your coaching business as well, right? Take this as you will from me today, this video. If you do find it helpful, if you want to see more content like this, make sure to hit like and subscribe. If you want to work with me one-to-one to audit and grow your coaching business coming into 2026, there will be a link down below in the description. You can apply to work with me one-to-one, where we step together, we partner up inside your business, and we help you grow it. If you want to inquire about that, there'll be a link down below that you can do that. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.